I don't know why, but I have always known what it is like to be the victim. I don't think it happened when I was in middle school, because when you are homeschooled, being picked on is called being the younger sibling. But I know that a few things happened in high school that really made me understand my place in the world as the one that is victimized. I was stuffed into lockers because my freshman year of high school I was tiny. Yes, that was by friends, and yes, I got back at them by pretending to suffocate and slump over in the locker. There was the one time when we watched videos about bullying and how that happens in high school, and everybody thought it was hilarious. So I came back from the cafeteria line with my tray, I sat down at my table, and everybody stood up and left. But that sort of bullying in high school, that wasn't what really made me feel like a victim. What made me feel like a victim was when I took basketball my freshman year of high school. My freshman year of high school, I was this tall, I think, and I had never played team sports because when you are homeschooled, that is not possible. So I had managed to go my entire life without knowing how to do anything else but play soccer, because there was an Optimist soccer league here at this nice village we have. But basketball was not my thing whatsoever. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, what, that can't be Ivan, you're so masculine. All masculine men play basketball. I know, right? How did that happen? So my freshman year of high school, I'm this tall. I don't know what I am doing with the ball. There's this thing called dribbling. I tried passing it between my legs, which looks really awkward and isn't really possible at the height I have at that point. Layups, I don't know how you're supposed to do a layup without looking stupid, but the seniors in this class did it all the time. The other thing the seniors did in this class all the time, and seniors were this tall and I was as tall, as I would go up to throw the ball, and then they would like smack it down before it got anywhere, and I think that they called that packing. Is that still what the kids call it these days? Right, so that was really uncomfortable, and I knew in that situation that I was the one that was powerless, and the big, tough, senior, popular guys were the ones that had the power. I've always known what it's like to be a victim, and I've always been able to see it coming. And so, a few weeks ago, when Jonathan Jacobs sent all the men on the Andrews University Student Association leadership an email saying, hey, we're starting a basketball team, we're playing for intramurals, I knew it was going to be trouble. Learning to cope with being a victim all these years taught me a thing or two about how to avoid these sorts of situations, and having dabbled in the dangerous art of storytelling and English and a few film things, I knew that there's a lot you can do if you know how to use words well and if you can deceive people and trick people into things. So my plan was, and it was a perfect plan, you will see, my plan was, instead of saying, oh, I can't play basketball, guys, I'm so embarrassed, but don't count on me, which I did try like twice and it wasn't that well. I knew that if I did that, I was just going to be met with a whole bunch of like, oh, come on, you're a really masculine guy, all really masculine men play basketball, you'll be fine. So this happened a few times. The guys were joking around like, oh, Ivan, come on, everyone plays basketball, you can play basketball, don't worry, it'll be easy, it'll be easy, it'll be easy. And I realized in this moment that the best thing to do is lie and say, you're right, I do play basketball really well because I'm a really masculine guy and you can count on me. We're gonna kill this competition like nothing, bro. And so my plan fell into place. The guys would practice after one of my classes, which I sadly was never able to attend because I had a class right after it. And I knew that the perfect thing was to just say, I'll be there, I'll be at practice, and then just flake. Because when there is someone flaking, who is the victim? The people that are being flaked on. And so in this situation, my intent was to completely reverse the power dynamic where it's not little pathetic, hand-eye coordinationless Ivan who can't do anything and is getting made fun of and getting picked on. It is instead the team who will suffer because every time they think Ivan is going to come through, something comes up. And so for weeks while they would do their practice and they would practice their dunks and everything, I would just not be able to make it. I'd have to work on some project, I'd have some meeting, I'd have to go to class, and they just kept falling for the trick because I would say, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there. Until one evening of our first game, when the guys told me, Ivan, are you going to play tonight? And I lied to them and said yes. That evening, we found out that Cody wouldn't be there, and CJ, who was the master dunking guy, wouldn't be there, and Joshua Martin wouldn't be there, and basically the entire team, except for 3 people, weren't going to be there, and you need to have 4 people to play. So here I was, in this bind, where I had lied and said I was going to be there, and it was going to be fine, but if they didn't have me, they would have to forfeit, and I didn't know what to do, and I panicked, and I was anxious, and I just kept lying and saying, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there, until half an hour before our game, when I finally came out and told the truth. Guys, I don't actually play basketball. I was trying to reverse the power dynamic by this clever use of language and flaking, and it was working really great until now, but now I feel kind of bad because you're going to have to forfeit, and I didn't want to do that to you. I thought you'd have plenty of people. There's 15 people signed up to be on this team. Where are all of them? Why did everyone decide to get sick and die this week? How is it that everybody's on a conference, and like me, the one guy that you really shouldn't need, and the one guy that's definitely not going to help you win, why is it that I'm the only one left to help us not have to forfeit? And they look at me and they say, you know what, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Come on, we can get you there real quick. It was the most terrifying thing of my life. I run to my car, I grab my gym clothes from the soccer class I'm in, because that I can do because I'm Hispanic. I can play soccer, okay. Basketball, no. I grab this, and so I show up at the Johnson gym with 2 of the guys. Kyle, K Beats right here, was there, frantic because we were missing some of the 3 people that were supposed to be there when we got there. I show up, I'm wearing like running shorts and sneakers, which is not how you play basketball, and like a white undershirt, and everyone else is just like looking like a man and really tough, and they've got like these cool basketball shoes, and I show up and I realize that half the school doesn't have homework, because there is a massive crowd of people watching the games. And I mean, like, it's not even an intense game. Like, this isn't our championship team playing. It's just like it's like, I guess there was A-League and B-League, but there's a ton of people sitting on the bleachers, and I thought there was going to be no one there besides the people playing, but there's a ton of people there. Then there's, like, crowds of people, and I happen to know a lot of people that are into sports. I don't know how that happened, but it happened, and so I see all these people, and they're like, Ivan, you're playing? And I'm like, And we walk over to our court, and the team that we are going to play has everybody from my high school at it. They have like 20 people on their team, and there's 4 of us. And the guys are like, Ivan, just try shooting, just try dribbling, and I don't know how to do anything. So the game begins. They've taught me a brief bit about defense, and what I do the entire game is I run around looking like I know what I'm doing. Whenever the ball gets thrown to me, I throw it back to somebody, real quick passes, because I don't actually know how to dribble and not lose control of the ball. But to most people, they think, wow, they've got really good passing going on. At one point, I'm just following a guy, what was that called, man-on-man D, right? So that thing, I'm trying this out with this guy, and he's running towards our hoop, and I'm like, you can't get past me because I play basketball really well. And at some point, the ball is moving towards their court. Our team is running because I just ran back and forth the entire time because we didn't have anybody to substitute for us. And they tell one of the guys to get on me because apparently I'm a threat. And it was such a great moment when the guy I had been doing man-on-man D with was doing it to me. Somehow, even at this point in the evening, I was still managing to fool people, but it wasn't working too great. And you could tell from the support we were receiving by our friends and by the score that it wasn't going to be a good time. Now, this team, the popular team with all the guys I went to high school with who had like 30 people on their team and were subbing like every 2 seconds, and they had lots of energy and they're running around, they also had an entourage of about 300 people watching them. We were at the far side of the gym where the stage was, and so there's a really clear line in the middle. There's their team and 400 people, and then there's the 4 of us on our team and Tiffany Evering, who was filming it because she thought it was hilarious. At one point, I look over really defeated in so many ways because my clever ploy to change the power dynamic didn't work. Also, I'm making a fool of myself in front of hundreds and hundreds of people I know. And I look over just to see if there's at least someone still rooting for us, and Tiffany had left. Johnny tells me, he, in some sort of sports lingo, something to the effect of, "I'm going to give you the ball, shoot it." And I get the ball, and I shoot it, and it leaves my hands. I'm saying goodbye to the ball. Hey. And I miss. Only shot I took the whole entire game, and I miss. And I keep going at it because I can't let these guys down because I came, because if I didn't come, we would forfeit, which means apparently just that you lose. Like, that's apparently all that means. Like, it's not like, hey, you get kicked out of the league. It's like, no, you lost a game. Which I thought, like, we could do that without having a forfeit because we're doing it now. The last time I glanced at the scoreboard, and those of you that know a thing or two about sports, this will mean more to you. The last time I glanced at the scoreboard, one side had 60 points, and the other side had 20 points. That was my side, the side with 20 points. We had 20 points. And after that evening, feeling completely a wreck and completely destroyed, I told the guys that I wasn't going to play basketball again. And that the 20 other people in our team can just be there the next time. And so what I said, and let me take a quick point to interject on the meaning of words. What I said to them was farewell. Now, words can mean many, many things. Sometimes they mean, yeah, I'll be there at the game, and then you flake. Sometimes that fails at the first game that you're trying to flake on. But words are very particular things. On this note, a few weeks ago, you may remember there was an assault or 2 or 3 on this campus. The first I heard of it, I was with some people after the play. We were at IHOP, and someone received a text saying that someone had been mugged by Nethery. When you say the word "by," it can mean a few things. If you were to say someone was mugged by a Latino, your first thought is not someone was mugged next to a Latino. Your first thought is that the Latino, the word coming after the word "by," is the active agent in this situation. So when I heard that someone was mugged by Nethery, I freaked out. I was like, get out of here. The whole building just knocked a person out and tried to take their stuff? That's insane. I don't know if you guys have been through Nethery recently, but those swinging doors at the front, am I right though? I've almost been knocked out so, I don't know how many times. More times than I've made a basket? Is that what you call it? Yeah, almost knocked out way more times than I've almost made a shot. Dangerous things when you say words. And so there's a few things that farewell can mean, which we have seen this evening. There's things that are like goodbye. There's things that are more meaningful than goodbye. There's things that aren't as meaningful than goodbye. There's some things that are dancing. But sometimes farewell means you are going to go somewhere. I hope that you fare well on your journey, and that you do well, and that you continue to have this good experience, because you are leaving, and I am not the one leaving. So when I thought about playing basketball and saying goodbye to the basketball for the second time in my life, the first time being after my freshman year of high school, I wished my team the best as they continued to do better, and they have currently done a fantastic job and have maintained an 100% streak at every single game since then. Thank you.